Hey guys! Welcome to my channel. Today, I will recap a movie called Prestige. Sit back, relax and enjoy the movie. Robert Angier, a magician, tries to perform a trick called the Real Transported Man, but it is unsuccessful, as he drowns in the tank. Mr. Borden, who is also a magician, watches him drown. Afterward, Mr. Cutter, Angier's mentor, testifies against Borden that he saw him move the tank under the trapdoor. Borden is found guilty and is sentenced to death by hanging. Owens, a solicitor working for Lord Caldlow, offers Borden £5,000 to sell the secret of the transported man to him. Although Borden initially refuses the offer, he later agrees after he finds out that Fallon, his ingenieur, has been removed from taking care of his daughter by the court. Owens gives him Angier's diary, which contains Angier's secrets. Not long after, Borden reads the diary, which begins with Angier on his way to Colorado Springs. He wants to go to the mountains to seek someone, despite the mountain being closed for scientific experiments. The next day, on the mountain, Angier meets Ali and requests to see Tesla, as he wants Tesla to build him the same machine he built for Borden, but Ali rejects his requests. Back in 1897, Angier and Borden are both under the tutelage of Cutter. They attend a magic show, where Milton, the showman, performs the transported man. However, Borden criticizes Milton's act. Angier and Borden prepare for a dangerous trick, and Cutter warns Borden not to use the wrong knot, as it might be dangerous for Julia, Angier's wife. Angier also expresses his concern, even though Julia trusts Borden. At home, Angier practices his magic and Julia suggests that he changes his stage name to the Great Danton. Later on, Borden meets Sarah during one of his shows and they start dating. At present time, Cutter finds out that all the machines used in Angier's tricks are being sold to Lord Caldlow, but Cutter doesn't want the machine to be sold because it is real magic. He explains that Angier and Borden perform the drowning act, but it goes awry after Julia fails to escape the tank and drowns. Angier blames Borden for Julia's death, believing he tied the knot wrongly, and they become bitter rivals afterward. Soon after, Borden starts working with Mr. Fallon, although Sarah thinks they can't afford his services. She also reveals that she is pregnant, prompting Borden to tell her that he loves her, but she tells him that he does not mean it today. He shows her the bullet catch trick and reluctantly explains the mystery behind the trick. He also explains that someone can get killed if a real bullet is put in the gun. Concurrently, Angier observes a bullet. Not long after, Borden decides to perform the bullet catch trick after the audience boo him. Angier pretends to be a volunteer and gets picked to shoot Borden. He asks Borden about the knot he tied, but Borden insists that he doesn't know. Angier shoots Borden's fingers after Fallon tries to stop him. Cutter wants to book Angier as no one will want to hire him after the death of Julia, and Angier agrees to use the stage name the Great Danton. Cutter teaches Angier some tricks with the help of his new assistant, Olivia. Soon after, Angier performs the disappearing bird act for Mr. Merritt, who wants Angier to perform in his theater after being impressed by the trick. During a show, as revenge, Borden sabotages Angier's disappearing bird act by killing the bird and breaking a volunteer's fingers in front of the audience, causing Mr. Merritt to cancel his appointment. After this incident, Cutter thinks that they can change the stage name and come up with new tricks, but Angier insists on keeping the stage name. Mr. Tesla sends Ali to meet with Angier, and Angier shows him the machine that he wants to build. Ali wonders why he wants the same machine as the one he builds for Borden, and Angier tells him it is a professional rivalry. Angier attends Tesla's demonstration, but it goes wrong and everyone leaves the hall. Angier notices Borden and secretly follows him. He sees Borden's wife and daughter and becomes jealous of Borden's happiness. At present time, Fallon visits Borden in the prison alongside his daughter and tells him that the court will be returning her to the workhouse, forcing Borden to accept Owen's offer. In February 1893, Tesla finally agrees to meet with Angier, and he tells Tesla that he needs something impossible. Tesla senses his obsession with magic and warns him that such obsession will destroy him, but Angier insists that nothing will change his mind. Olivia tells Angier to let go of his rivalry with Borden, but he does not listen. She then suggests that he uses a disguise and attend Borden's show. Angier finds out that he has a new trick, the transported man, where he travels between two wardrobes on opposite sides of the stage. Angier states that it is the greatest trick ever, but Cutter thinks the trick is too simple as he is using a double. However, Olivia and Angier believes there is no double. Angier plans to steal Borden's trick, and Cutter thinks that they need to get a double. Olivia introduces Angier to Gerald Root, and Angier hires him as his double. While Angier practices the trick with Olivia, they share a kiss. Subsequently, Angier successfully performs the new transported man trick, However, he hates Gerald getting all the applause and gets angry when Gerald kisses Olivia. Angier decides to send Olivia to work for Borden and discover his secrets. Somewhere else, Tesla keeps failing to create the machine Angier wants. Olivia meets with Borden and she tells him that Angier sent her to spy on him. Borden tells her that he knows the secret to Angier's tricks. After, Gerald blackmails Cutter and Angier, and Cutter wants to stop doing the tricks but Angier insists on doing the tricks till they discover Borden's secret. Borden meets with Gerald and manipulates him into betraying Angier. With the help of Gerald and Olivia, Borden sabotages Angier's trick, causing him to break his knees. Angier confronts Olivia and Olivia gives him Borden's magic notebook, but it's a cipher and it will take months to decode even with the passcode. Olivia believes Angier is obsessed with Borden and doesn't care about his wife anymore. After a show, Angier follows Borden and captures Fallon, threatening to kill him just to get the password from Borden. Angier finds out that the password is Tesla and he tells Cutter that they have to travel to America, but Cutter refuses to follow him. At a dinner party, Borden arrives drunk and Sarah informs him that he has changed as he is having an affair with Olivia. Elsewhere, Angier finds out that the notebook given to him is a waste of time and it was all Borden's plan. Angier angrily confronts Tesla for deceiving him, but Tesla proves to him that he is working on the machine after using it on Angier's hat. Angier discovers that the machine replicated his hat and cat. Borden stops spending time with Sarah and his daughter, but he assures Sarah that he will always love her. Borden asks Fallon to take his daughter to the zoo and help convince Sarah that he truly loves her, while he visits Olivia. Tesla delivers the machine to Angier and advises him not to use it, as it will only bring him misery, but Angier tests the machine on himself. Owens visits Borden in the prison, telling him that Angier's diary is fake. Borden gives him all the secrets to his tricks. Owens tells him that the tricks aren't complete, but Borden says he will get the rest when he brings his daughter. Sarah kills herself after Borden tells her that he does not love her. After testing the machine, Angier sends Cutter his address, and tells him that he needs his help with his last show. Cutter introduces him to Mr. Ackerman and Angier shows him real magic by disappearing. Ackerman likes the trick and tells them to disguise it a little to give people enough reason to doubt it. Borden tells Olivia that part of him never loved Sarah, but he loves her. However, Olivia doesn't believe him and leaves. Olivia tells him that Angier is back and will be performing the best trick ever and advises him to go back to Angier. Borden goes to watch Angier's act, which is a success as he disappears and reappears at the back of the stage. Borden starts losing his mind trying to figure out Angier's act, but he later states that he does not need to know the secrets. Angier tells Cutter that he doesn't want him backstage for his last tricks. Borden sneaks backstage and watches Angier drown in the tank. Borden tries to save him, but Cutter sees Borden and informs the police. Lord Caldlow buys the box and Owen signs the contract. Lord Caldlow visits Borden with his daughter and Borden finds out that Lord Caldlow is actually Angier. Borden is surprised to see him and Angier tells him that he wins, but Borden tells him that it isn't a competition anymore. Borden gives him his tricks and begs not to harm his daughter, but Angier isn't interested in it as his tricks are better. Cutter discovers that Angier is alive, which angers him as he helped put Borden in prison. Angier asks him to dispose of the box at his theater. Elsewhere, just before his hanging, Borden apologizes to Fallon for everything, especially Sarah's death. While Cutter leaves the theater, a stranger shoots Angier and it turns out to be Borden. Angier deduces that Fallon is Borden's twin brother and they both take turns going in and out of the box. He also finds out that Cutter knew all along. Fallon explains that he loves Sarah while Borden loves Olivia. Fallon tells him that the price of the trick is sacrifice and Angier tells him that he has also made a sacrifice. He explained that every time he uses the box, a new Angier is formed while the other one dies in the tank, but Fallon tells him that he does not care. Angier confesses that he did all this to see the look of wonder on the audience's faces. Angier dies, while his theater burns and Fallon picks up his daughter in Cutter's workshop. Thanks for watching the recap. See you next time.